Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Busy changing a couple of things around here, trying out a new webcam, so let me know what you think. Is it a bit better? Trying out a new mic as well, yeah, so trying to get things a bit right. Not always the case. It is just me doing this channel, so there's no funding and there's no studio behind it, so it's yeah, sometimes a bit difficult. But anyway, let's get straight into it. The Springboks have named its squad to face the Argentina in the last two games, and quite an interesting squad as well. Not so much for who's in it, but probably who didn't make it. There's no upper there, Fassi. We saw him limp off with the ankle injury. We saw he was pretty bad in Wellington, and so no, it's not surprising he's not there. Also not in the squad is Lood, who's also injured as well. Who came off after 9 minutes in that winner in Wellington, that amazing win over the All Blacks. So he's also not in the squad as well. As we expected, there's a couple of changes. No changes, should I say. Mostly the same squad that toured New Zealand. It's down to 33 players from 36 players. No reinforcements have been called up, but Rossi did say he might bring a couple of players and three new players in by the weekend. Not sure quite why. I see Bongi Mbonambi's back after he missed the New Zealand leg of the tour with some personal problems, the personal issues that he had to sort out. So he's back in the squad. Of course, the guys who came into the squad, Faf de Klerk and Makazole Mapimpi, have both been retained in the squad as well. There's no Edwill van der Merwe, which is interesting, which we haven't really got a reply to, but he might come into the squad a bit later. And then we've been told that Kurt de Arendse, Frans Malherbe, Gerard Steenekamp, and who's the fourth one? Jean-Luc Dupré are still on the injury list, so they're not going to be involved either. So that's what we know. A bit disappointing about Gerard Steenekamp. Really don't know what's going on there. I'm going to have to go get to the Bulls and find out what's going on with him. But certainly we would have thought he would have been back by now. Looks like he's going to miss the entire rugby championship. Now, it may be that they've just decided to let him go back to his URC side and come back from there, and that might be the case with Edwill van der Merwe, and we might see him come later in the week, come back into the squad as well. But for now, they're not in the squad. Another name not in the squad is Willie, who I think we probably all realised after he got his 100th test was probably going to be phased out of the Springbok team, and that's not surprising as well. So I think we sort of expected that. We thought that might happen, and I think Willie is going back to the Bulls. He's probably going to mean a lot to the Bulls this season anyway, and he is quite close by if they do need him. So I'm not too worried about that. But I do think that certainly an interesting choice. That it also raises the question about what selection are we going to see for Argentina, because if Apelele Fassi is out, like we know, and nobody's been called in, that means that either Sasha Feinberg Mngumazulu, Cheslin Colby, maybe even a Kane and Moody could probably be around there, and certainly a couple of candidates there as well. Mani the BOK can also play fullback as well. I know not really where we'd want to see Mani because he's better at fly-off, but certainly an option as well if you look at that squad. But let's go through that squad quickly, and then we'll have a look at some of the options that they have. So here we have the squad in its entirety, all 33 players there. Let's just go through the forwards. Pieter Steph du Toit, Thomas du Toit, Eben Etzebeth. This is obviously alphabetical. Vincent Koch, who hasn't really got much game time. Sia Khaleesi, Wilco Low, Bongi Mbonambi sits back, Franco Mostert, Oxenchair, Ronald Kier, Kwacha Smith, Erges Neyman Marnus van der Merwe, Marco van Staden, Boonventer, Jan Hendrik Wessels, and Jasper Wiese. Now, certainly a squad that's that forward pack that's done the business there in New Zealand. And they're looking to close out the Rugby Championship. So certainly a squad they want to see that happening. Now let's look at the backs as well. Damien Delenda, Faf de Klerk, Andre Esthuizen, Sasha Feinberg Mngumazulu, Ethan Hooker, Cheslin Colby, Jesse Creel, Mani the Bok, Makazole Mapimpi, Kane and Moody, Andre Pollard, Kobus Reinach, Morne van der Berg, Damian Willemse, the man of the match in Wellington in that big win, and Grant Williams, who made that amazing try-saving tackle on Will Jordan. So one of the big questions is, what team is Rossi going to pick for Argentina? Now, many of us would like to see that team that played in Wellington play again and be backed against Argentina. But certainly when they want to win the rugby championship, this will be taken into account more than any team selection. Rossi's not one for sentiment. He'll go with whatever team he believes will beat Argentina in that test match. Of course, Argentina very good under the high ball as well. They beat the All Blacks like that, like South Africa did in Wellington, dominated the aerial contest, and certainly will pose some different challenges to the Springboks as well. So you're looking at if you look at the backs, for instance, there's no Willie. First of all, there's no Apelele Fassi. So those are your two fullback candidates gone. As we said, Cheslin Colby can take a role there. Sasha van Ngomazulu has played at fullback before as well. He can play there as well. Damian Willemse can play at fullback. That's the name I didn't mention earlier. Mani the BOK can play at fullback. Cheslin Colby, there's a number of options there. And how that back three is going to go is going to be quite interesting. I see Supersport put out this post, and I'm going to put it up now. Just on the back threes that were used going into this rugby championship and this year. One of the things this shows is just how Rassie Erasmus has moved around the back threes there. We start off with the Barbarians. Fassi, Colby, Arendse as the back three. Then against Italy, one would be Willemse at fullback, Colby and Arendse. Then in Italy 2, Willie Leroux at fullback was his 100th test. Edwill van der Merwe and Makazole Mapimpi there. Then Georgia, Fassi back at fullback. Edwill van der Merwe again scoring there, and Kurt the Arendse. And then Australia won, the one that went horribly wrong, Fassi at fullback. Edwill van der Merwe and Kurt the Arendse there as well. Arendse then got changed. I think he got injured at that stage, or the next one. I think it was that game he got injured, and Edwill van der Merwe also was injured for the second Australian game. Kane moved into the wing role. Apelele Fassi stayed at fullback, and Cheslin Colby on the wing. Then Cheslin swapped sides for the first New Zealand game. Willie Leroux was on the fullback duty and at Eden Park, and Caelan Moody on the other side. Of course, a game that South Africa lost after giving New Zealand a 14-0 head start in the beginning. And then this last game, the one that everything came together, Ethan Hooker at the wing, Apelele Fassi and Cheslin Colby over there. Cheslin, of course, had a great first half. Came off very early in the second half after taking a sort of a no-arms hit from Tupovai, and seems to have recovered from that. But Ethan Hooker, playing an exceptional game out there as well. So thank you to our friends at Supersport for Brandon Portnoy for that graphic and his team over there. Certainly some great work being done by them as well to point that out. It helps when you try and explain these things, of course, and it's always good to have lots of options for Rossi. Lots of options. Does he keep Ethan Hooker there? The fact that Edwill van der Merwe and Kurt the Arendse is out certainly has that sort of thing. Does he bring back Jesse Krill and Damien de Lende? What does he do with Damien Willemse? Does he start him at 12? Does he play him at 15? Does he play him at 10? Does Mani the BOK play at 10? He played at 10 in Nelspruit, the big win over the Pumas last year, and certainly sort of fired the Springboks up and did exceptionally well, and did exceptionally well when he had to come in on Saturday as well in Wellington. So lots of options there, lots of options for Rossi, and I suppose we're going to have to wait and see. For now, though, this is this video. Let me know what you think. I'd love to hear your comments down below. I always read all of them. It's great to see as well. Let me tell me if the new camera and mic works better. Obviously, going to try and employ them a lot more then. Just generally, what do you think of the box chances? What combinations would you play? If you haven't already, please smash that subscribe button. Do the thumbs up. It helps with the algorithms. It helps us grow this channel, and there'll be more videos. And next week we'll be in Durban, so we'll be with the box the whole time then. So it'd be great to see. Thanks for watching, and chat to you soon. Cheers.